games are called metal, and other games just are metal. While we first were unsure whether we'd be able to come up with 10 strong candidates, or truly quantify what the word really means, we soon felt really strong about our choices and found some thrash-friendly games. Our first rule: the game had to actually feature a heavy amount of honest-to-goodness metal music, so we spent more time listening than watching in our deliberation. We also decided to avoid obvious picks like Guitar Hero Metallica and focus on entries that weren't just music and rhythm games. Let the punishment begin.
Meaning you are on a quest to kick the Prince of Evil's ass? Holy shit!
Number 10. Killing Floor.
Killing Floor may not be the first thing that comes to mind when thinking of metal games, but that doesn't make it any less qualified. It has a crushing, oppressive soundtrack where even the guitars sound like they're in pain. It's all perfect background noise for Killing Floor's extreme violence, where you murder hundreds of fleshy monsters that wouldn't look out of place on a Cannibal Corpse cover. It is metal in all its glorious excess, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Number 9. Splatterhouse.
We're descending into hell.
Ripping heads off, bashing brains in, and bathing in blood all to the backdrop of heavy metal is many a headbanger's dream. Splatterhouse lets you fulfill this inner fantasy of violence and bloodshed with heavy chords, power strings, and fire-scorched wailing during just about every brawl. Iconic metal bands Mastodon, Lamb of God, and Goatwhore lend their talents to the proceedings as you tear the armies of hell limb from limb.
This is my gift to you.
Yeah? Well, fuck you.
Number 8. Devil May Cry 3.
This party's getting crazy. Let's rock.
Devil May Cry has always carried something of an 80s metal vibe with its creepy living puppets and talking demonic tarantulas, but Devil May Cry 3 truly plays the part with its lead character's wildly exaggerated performance. Along with its soundtrack, which features screaming guitars and guttural vocals, the game includes a sexy lightning witch that transforms into a guitar that Dante wields like a weapon to really give demons the axe. Well, actually, it's really more of a sickle, but whatever it is, it's definitely pretty metal.
Number 7. Carmageddon 2.
You'd think running over people for profit and fame would be a more popular video game theme, but it's been 16 years since Carmageddon 2, and no one else has really run with the idea. While the pedestrian squashing is what these games may be remembered for, the soundtrack in number 2 is almost nothing but the genuine metal article, with several tracks from the Australian group Sentience and the unassailable Iron Maiden. It's no wonder why it fits the subject matter quite well.
Number 6. Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legend is a heavy metal tribute band in video game form. A legion of rock legends lend their voices to the game, from Ozzy Osbourne to Jack Black, but Brutal Legend has more than just a metal theme. The game's soundtrack includes 107 heavy metal tracks from 75 different bands. Everything about it is metal, so why isn't Brutal Legend number 1 on our list? It walks the fine line between tribute and satire, and we take our heavy metal very seriously.
It's about fucking time.
Yeah! Time for a mosh pit! Ass Kickers Unite!
Oh, yeah.
Number 5. Painkiller.
If you've ever imagined yourself falling into the cover of a metal album and grinding away at legions of relentlessly hell-spawning demons, then you have a good idea of what Painkiller is like. Originally released in 2004, the shooter series stayed alive with a handful of expansions and a port to the Xbox. Other than the shredding soundtrack hammered out by Age of Empires composer Stephen Rippey, Painkiller feels the most metal when it channels its cousins, Quake and Unreal Tournament, forcing you to survive the Devil's Mosh Pit as the ironclad underworld assaults you from all directions.
Number 4. F-Zero X.
3, 2, 1, go!
You might think the Nintendo Racer is cheery and colorful, but any track from this brutally difficult game will melt your face off. The original F-Zero certainly has some metal elements, but its N64 sequel goes all out with rapid beats, howling guitars, and growling vocal effects. The gameplay is also more hardcore, propelling you at blistering speeds along twisting roller coaster-like courses. In a crowded pack of 30 cars, you need to be precise to keep from flying off the track or getting knocked around in traffic. And if that's not metal enough, there's even a death race that requires you to demolish every last opponent.
Number 3. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Sure, it has the word metal in the title and features a cyborg ninja encased in metal armor, but those aren't the only reasons Revengeance sliced through the competition to reach such a lofty spot on our list. Nor is it the focus on Raiden's steel blades that hacked countless people, robots, and other mechanical monstrosities to pieces with stylish combos and the slick Zandatsu ability. No, the real reason can be summed up in 3 simple words.
Very good.
Number 2. Guilty Gear.
Heaven or hell? Duel. One. Let's rock.
It may look like anime, but it definitely sounds like metal. What's more, an absolute multitude of references pointing to the fact that the man who wrote the storyline, designed the characters, and composed the music for Guilty Gear has metal in his blood. In one character, you'll find nods to 2 different members of a German power metal band called Halloween, a super move named after a Metallica album, and a theme song that's one word different from the title of an Iron Maiden track. If you were to put a metal detector next to a Guilty Gear game, it just might explode.
Number 1. Doom.
We can't think of anything more metal than shooting a cacodemon at point-blank range with a shotgun and watching the toothy demon collapse into a pile of entrails. Doom is so obviously inspired by 80s thrash metal that it's no wonder countless videos show how the game's soundtrack ripped off Metallica, Pantera, and others. Yet it's more than this overt inspiration that brings Doom to the top of our list. The satanic symbols, copious amounts of gore, demons, and ridiculous weapons are as metal as can be, while also feeling distinctly Doom. The game takes the best parts of the things that inspired it, creating a hell with its own voice.